If you struggled to climb out of silver in the finals in Season 10, then watch this coaching session I had with a member of my Discord community whose name is Zek. The focus of this session was to help Zek understand how to get more use out of his gadgets, how to improve his aim with some general tips, and how to be more decisive so he can stay calm and win more engagements. If you struggle with your aim, don't get enough use out of your gadgets, or panic when fighting, then watch this video and leave a comment to let me know if it helped you. Last thing before we hop into the coaching session with Zek, make sure to go check out his YouTube channel and show him some support for being courageous enough to allow me to upload his coaching session with me to YouTube, for all of us to learn something together. Alright, let's get into the coaching session. And sorry about the frozen hand cam overlay. I didn't notice it was there while I was recording the session with OBS.
Talk about like where I'm at in the game right now.
Yeah, what are your
around 600 something hours in the game. I've peaked last season, at least I peaked like mid-silver. But yeah, I'm just here to figure out what I'm doing wrong, how I can improve.
All right, sounds good. I think you mentioned maybe last weekend that your goal for this season actually is to hit plat, right?
Yeah, right now it's to hit plat.
Long-term goal.
That'd be cool, but
yeah, long-term goal is Ruby, right?
yeah, for sure.
All right, well,
Me
let's
and my
see.
stack have been talking about hitting Ruby for a while, so.
All right, well, I'll try my best to help you. So, for the first round, I think overall your like macro and your micro decisions were like decent enough. Yeah, but so I'll focus mostly on your aim for the first round, okay? Because I know you said that you feel like you can improve your aim. Here, I want to mention about this light engagement. Okay, so yeah, first I need to know, how do you aim?
Basically, I usually play like kind of in the middle ground. I don't like my sense being too high or too low. And I use my wrist mainly for like small adjustments, and I use my whole arm for like, long tracking. So like that guy, I was probably using my arm to aim.
You're telling me that your sensitivity is like in the middle. Do you mean like what is your DPI? Do you know?
Yeah, so my DPI is 1600 and my sensitivity is like 32 right now.
Okay, that's actually, so you play a little bit slower than me. I think maybe you could try it. It might help with this like kind of jerky motion. And yeah, just keep using your movement as much as you can. I would say something to focus on, since your sensitivity is close to mine. Try your best when you're doing like tracking or like kind of micro adjustments with your aim. Try your best to use either your fingers or your wrist, and don't use your arm too much.
Okay.
So basically, think about how can you move in a way that makes it so your arm doesn't need to do the work when you're aiming, and your wrist and your movement can do all the work for you. I think it can help a lot. And yeah, I mean, maybe you can try turning off the sensitivity multiplier, because personally, I think it feels really good to play with it off in this game. And all right, and maybe we can.
I'll have to try that out.
Yeah, and then there's something right here I want to mention. So you mentioned here that if you finish the cash out a little bit earlier, you would like to go third party B. I'm not saying it's a bad idea to third party the first cash out sometimes, but especially when you're trying to improve your gameplay like as a whole, I think focusing more on your tempo is better, because you're already in first and you can see you're going to stay in first even if they get it. Just go for vault 3 and keep your tempo, get vault 3 and then go to cash out C right away. I think when you're like much better at the game, going to third party could be okay. That way you can really control like the entire momentum of the game. But when you're trying to focus on like improving and making like great decisions from the beginning to the end of the round, focus on your tempo. Like you're in first, you can just go to vault 3, keep control of the cash box, go to C, and then keep that momentum going.
Okay.
And then here, so actually, I mean, it took you a second, but I think your aim is okay here. The thing I want to mention, do you notice what you're doing here when you're aiming at him? Is there anything that you think
I wasn't moving. I wasn't really moving at all.
That's exactly what I want to mention. Oh, did you watch my first video about movement? Like aiming and movement together? I say mirroring is just like basically copying their movement exactly. So if you notice here, he's moving to your left, but he's also coming towards you. So for you, you would want to move to the left, but also move backwards as well. So like holding A and S at the same time, basically you wouldn't even need to do anything other than adjust for your gun's recoil. Yeah. Just something real quick about that one. Your aim is just like kind of still really jerky here, even though he's not moving,
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's like up, down, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to compensate for the horizontal, like I think earlier than I need to.
You'll have to go into like the practice range and like practice it, but really with the Lewis gun, the first few like maybe 10 or 11 bullets, you just need to pull a little bit down and very slightly to the right, and your sensitive or your aim should basically just be like in the same spot every time. I don't know the recoil too well past that, but I know it basically just starts going, I think, like right, then left, right, left, like that. So when the gun starts to like have recoil to the right, all you have to do is move left, you know?
Right.
Like
Okay.
whatever
Yeah.
direction the recoil is going in, move in the other direction and just practice it like a few times in the practice range. Like not only aiming at anyone, just like look at the wall and just practice trying to make it look as tight as possible, you know? So just control with your mouse for the first few bullets, and then when it starts to go left and right, just try to anti-mirror it, I guess, you know? Whatever direction it's going in, go in the opposite direction. Just try to keep your mouse like in the middle. I think that will help a lot with smoothing out your aim. I know for this round I want to focus on your aim, but I do want to mention, I see right here that you panic. Like I can feel it in your gameplay that you're panicking right here. So
Yeah.
for the light, I know you're trying to save him. You're trying to get as close to him as possible so you can use your shield. But honestly, you had dome shield, so you can throw that thing really far, honestly. So if you just like throw it towards him, you would
I should have
actually
thrown it from a distance.
yeah, you can throw it at him first, and then you can like close the distance and start to use your shield after. And here, something else I want to mention. Last thing about your aim. So first, you know, again, you are moving to the left with him, and you just like adjusting for his jumps, which is good. I think that like that's how you should aim. But clearly, this medium is not like ADS. He's hip firing at you. So in this close quarters combat, like you don't need to ADS for this. I think for the second round, I just mostly want to focus on this cash out.
I'm just gonna drop this.
You use your C4 here
Yeah,
to
I
drop it
remember
down.
this.
Yeah, you use your
I should have
C4.
let him.
Yeah, well, not only
Dramatic.
not only that, like I can see you were reloading your RPG. You wanted to use your RPG as well to knock it down, right? So
Yeah.
you'll use C4 and RPG, which, I mean,
Yeah, it's not really the greatest decision.
I think you can first, before you use your utility, look around for throwables, like a red canister or an orange canister, you know? Hold on, just let it play a second. So I can hear in your comms, like you seem very surprised that this light is on you, right? Suddenly there's this melee light on your backside, right? Actually, if you pay attention, you can hear it and see the vanish bomb. Like you're so focused on dropping it down because you think it will give you an advantage that you're not paying attention to the things around you. This is what I mentioned about like ways right here.
Yeah.
See, you
I heard
can
it.
you hear it and you see the very like bright light, but you're just focused so much on opening up the holes so you have like a good angle. And then so it seems like this light is just suddenly behind you, but you definitely could have reacted if you were like if you weren't tunneled on getting the cash out down low. And something else I want to mention about this, I have a quick video here. There's a jump pad right underneath this. The orange barrel, pretend that it's the cash out, okay? You could just tell your teammate to demat the floor and then the ceiling, and then when it goes up, close the ceiling. Like I think putting putting the cash out on top instead of on the floor there, I think can be beneficial as well. You would be able to like either sit on top with it, or you can sit underneath and have C4 or something. Maybe a little too far. Yeah, C4, you use C4 again just to knock open a hole, even though you have a hole like the floor below it. And then you're gonna use your RPG to open the hole.
Yeah, I
even
guess
bigger.
my thought process was I wanted to be on like ulti height there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't have burned so much utility for it, and also
You spent a lot of like time and utility just trying to open up like such a big hole and keeping the cash out down low. But actually, when the team engaged you, you didn't even get a chance to like abuse the height advantage, because they like you still had the zip here for them to come up, and like you guys weren't paying attention to like where they might be coming from. Everybody was looking at the cash out. So for this part here, you know, like I know you kind of got chased away, but see, like the cash out is down here, and you can't even use your height advantage that you spent like the entire cash out creating. They pushed you away from it. Yeah. And then you also, I mean, you have C4 available now, but like you could have just thrown C4 on the cash box. Like imagine if you had C4 right here, you know?
yeah, then he's dead. He's 100% dead.
When he gets
I
low,
had him at 1.
yeah, and then as soon as the shield comes out, I see the light is very close. If you had C4 on the cash out, you could literally just jump to your right and try to go onto the zip line that was still there. pop your C4, pull out your RPG, and also kill him, because your RPG is also
Yeah.
on cooldown because you used it making holes. Hold on, I want to go back though, because okay, let's look at it again without C4 RPG, because of course we know that you actually didn't have it. I think it was fine just trying to kill the medium here, but you actually make the light very low, and then you see that he's got his shield. I think when you start to shoot at the light, when the light comes into your vision, you just like start to shoot at him randomly. You should have switched your focus to him immediately,
He's one, man.
because at that point,
I tunnel visioned on trying to get the
yeah.
the steal, but it was too late.
Yeah, it was as soon
should
as
try
that
to just
shield
wipe
came
them.
out. Yeah, as soon as that shield came out, you should just like, okay, I'm not stopping that, and you have to switch your focus to the light, because the light was the threat there. And the light honestly was very low. If you landed even like one more bullet or like melee him, he would have been dead for sure. I think the main thing, I don't want to focus on your aim here, but I want to focus on like your thought process. Do you notice when you're shooting at this guy, there's a medium here that throws a zip line, and he starts to shoot you with CL40, you know?
Yeah.
But I think maybe you didn't even notice.
Yeah.
You just focused on shooting, and like, you know, you were putting all of your energy into making your aim like accurate, that you didn't like try to disengage when the fight, when you saw there's two. You didn't use your shield, you didn't use bubble, you know?
Yeah.
You didn't use any utility, and he just kills you, especially with the CL40 hitting you like one time there. But this is the last round, so I'll let this part play, and then I'll ask you a question, I think.
Count the heavy.
Okay, so for this heavy and medium engagement, do you think you played it well? And it's not a trick question, just do you think you did a good job killing the heavy there?
I mean, I think it was a decent play
Yeah, I do too, actually.
to kill him.
Yeah, I think you played it pretty well. I think the only thing before you jump into the hole, like it's pretty. I would say I would feel very confident that there is gonna be enemies down this hole. So the only thing I would say is you could have thrown your dome shield first.
Right.
But, I mean,
True.
focusing the heavy there, I think is fine. He's very low, and the medium is clearly healing him. So overall, I think actually you played that pretty well. And then you had a good call out here. You say he's going for the res. Yeah, you say to your team he's getting a res. Again, your dome shield, you know, you didn't use it. I think you even called exactly what he's doing, like you knew it. So you could throw your dome shield first as you're running into the room to give you some extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just open with your bubble. But here, I like your aim. I like your movement. You focus on hitting headshots and you move with him. He strafes. You know, you strafe right with him and strafe left with him. So overall, I think you played that pretty well, actually. But just remember to open more with your bubble. Bubble is a really good opening tool. So when you know you're gonna go into an engagement, try to open with your bubble more. And here again,
Heavy's half. Heavy's one.
what do you think about your aim here?
I mean, it's definitely a little shaky. I could have been moving to get some more recoil smoothing there.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's what I want to mention. You were also standing still again, where you don't really need to stand still. Even if the enemy isn't really moving, just moving to the left or right. So your aim could have been a bit better if you just strafe in one direction instead of standing still.
100%.
But overall, I mean, your aim was fine. You guys picked up the kill. I just want to mention not to stand still too much. And then
This box.
so you did a good job. And then this light here. So do you know how much health he has right now?
Like 75 HP.
Right, exactly, 75 HP. So the moment that he dashes like that, I think I would have tried to pull out my RPG and try to kill him. You know?
True.
Yeah. As soon as my aim is not working anymore, I'd be like, okay, time to RPG. And then I think trying to res him here isn't a bad idea. Sometimes it's really beneficial to, like, as soon as the enemy disengages, just go for the res, because sometimes it will surprise them. You know, they won't expect that you get your teammate back so fast. But you notice quickly that this res is going on and that the medium is also here. So as soon as you know that, I think you shouldn't try to res him anymore. Like, see, you still try to res him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
that was the indecisiveness that
Yeah.
I was talking about. Like, I don't know why I decided to go back for the res.
yeah, again,
That
that's
was a bad choice.
that's the tunnel vision. In your head, you think the right play is resing him, but like I said, at first, before you have all the information, going for the res isn't a bad idea. But once you realize that the heavy was coming back and that the medium should be close, then yeah, it's no longer a good idea, and you have to switch your focus onto something else. And here, their light, the enemy light, will come up, and you'll start to shoot at him here in a second. Yeah. So again, how much HP does he have? You should know, right?
75.
About 75. So what should we do here instead of trying to aim at him when he's
RPG.
dashing? Yeah, exactly.
I think part of the problem too is that I try and save my RPG for like that perfect moment.
A big tip that I can give you for using utility, it's better to use it and get some value out of it rather than never use it and get literally no value. You know, like if you die with your RPG, then saving your
waste.
RPG, yeah, you it's 100% a waste if you die with utility, right? Because you don't use it at all.
100%.
But if you use it and don't get as much value as you really wanted, at least you got value, you know? And honestly,
Yeah.
killing the light there, actually, that's a lot of value for your RPG, really.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if we know the heavy's dead.
Yeah,
you know.
like you already had one dead, killing another, that basically, I won't say it guarantees that you win the fight, but like, it's almost, yeah, you're very likely to win the fight if you killed the light there. Yeah, in this situation, the heavy came back. And again, I know it's kind of hard to notice that your medium falls right away. But you tunneled really hard on this heavy, and you're telling him to shoot at him, but actually he fell. So
Yeah.
again, just want to mention,
I don't know how I didn't realize that late.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
sorry. It's again, it's because you're panicking in that situation. Yeah, so you focus on the heavy pushing you, and you're like, oh, you don't really know what to do. You're low HP. You didn't reload your gun, you know. So you're in a really bad spot here, and then you're hoping your medium can, you know, help you out, but actually he fell and you didn't notice. Just focus more on map control and focus more on trying not to tunnel. I know it's very hard, really. I also have issues with tunnel vision sometimes, but you know, disengage when you need to. Use your utility more. You don't need to. Once you start shooting at an enemy, it doesn't mean you need to shoot until one of you dies. You can stop shooting. You can use utility. You can run away. It's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then of course with the aiming thing, just focus on your recoil. We talked for almost about 40 minutes actually, so I gotta go. I hope my tips can help you, and yeah, I think, you know, as you get closer to gold, you can send me more gameplay, and I'd be happy to review it with you and give you more tips if you need it. So first question, what tip helped you the most in your climb to gold?
Honestly, I think just focusing more on my movement to aim. Definitely like something I kind of just do like unconsciously now when I play. So I feel like that's definitely helped me with just like winning more fights in general. That and also like the danger level stuff of like just knowing when to leave. I feel like I've gotten better at doing that, especially on.
Okay, so my next question. So do you feel that you started to play differently after our coaching session?
Yes, definitely in the aim department. Yes, like we just talked about danger levels too, but yeah, like in general, yes, I definitely like started to be more conscious about my micro decisions. I've always felt like I had like decent macro in this game and understanding macro. I try to learn macro really early on because I think I focused so much on like macro. I suffered in the micro department, and so then it just led to me like I would make the right decisions, but I wouldn't like have the ability to actually like execute it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And now I feel
your macro
like that's
sense
not
was good,
happening as
but
much.
whenever you had to engage with the team, then it was likely the team will just wipe your team, and then your good macro decisions don't matter anymore, you know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, you still got to win your fights. Like it doesn't matter how good you are at macro if you can't like actually win your
Yeah, if you
three v
can't.
threes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And then my last question is, so as you are pushing for platinum, what do you think you need to improve next?
Get so basically because of the people I've been playing with recently, I've had a lot of people request to stack with me this season. So I think my biggest focus this season is gonna be refining my micro and team play. I think my team play is like pretty solid. I do my best to play around my teammates. But I still like slip up like making decisions slightly too slowly or it's like very minor specific things. That's kind of hard to explain.
Is there anything like extra you'd like to say to anybody that might be watching the video?
Yeah, well, I mean, I look forward to more videos. I'm gonna be trying to like make sure I post more ranked content this season instead of just kind of like, the usual stuff that I do where I just kind of like post like, highlight games or whatever. And I'm hoping to hit plat this season. That's like my main goal is to hit plat. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, that's basically it. I also was thinking, like, since it's been 2 months and I've definitely improved now, I would like to see, like, your reaction to, like, one of the games that I've been having currently.
yeah. I was about to say I would like to do another like coaching session maybe sometime soon.
Alright, that's the end of the video. If you made it this far, I want to say thank you for your time. Please let me know what you think about this kind of content in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want more educational content like this for the finals. Lastly, always remember, you don't need to be the best. You simply need to be better.
Hey, I finally did something. Let's go.